Bonjour, comment ça va? Hope everybody is doing fine today. So here is some of the drawing I already went through. I already did some of the sketches of Overhaul from My Hero Academia, and I just wanted to use him as an example of inking, of my technique, and just a little few tips I want to share with you guys, which is the brands I've used and which ones I recommend most depending on the material you're using. One of my favorite materials to use to draw is actually big ballpoint pen, and I use it for sketching, but I definitely don't recommend using this pen whenever you're gonna be using a sketch marker such as Copic, because since Copics have alcohol base, it's gonna actually take the inking out and it's gonna miss the drawing. So definitely whenever you're gonna be using a Copic markers, I'll recommend you to use a Sakura pen or a Prismacolor too. So you're gonna start probably, I would give like not giving a heavy hand on it, just probably swatch, like giving a little texture. I like to do a lot of expressive, by the way, so it's just giving the texture of hair, remember, not just, well, it depends. If you want to do it really bold, then it's fine, but I like to give, starting off with the details of the hair. This is just the outline. You don't want to make it already bold, because when you're gonna go back, you're gonna after add the shadows with the other pens. So far what I'm planning on doing is, after I ink, erase, clean up the drawing, I want to color it with Prismacolors or with Faber-Castell. My favorite brand for coloring is Faber-Castell. Well, this all depends of what's your favorite technique to use. I like to use Faber-Castell because it gives like a really nice smooth, and I kind of feel like the colors on my are a little more vibrant on with Faber-Castell. But again, it depends of your taste and your style of drawing, and but they are kind of similar, but yet I feel like I like more Faber-Castell. So then you just add like small outline, right? And then when I'm talking about giving details, I'm using the 03, so that's gonna give a little darker, as you can see, in certain spots. So as we know, the shading here, this side is gonna be darker, so obviously we gotta make a little dark shading in here. You're gonna add some details. So one of the things I like to add to the characters, or I like to add some lashes. It all depends of what you like to do. I actually have plenty of original characters. They'll have their own stories, and since I was younger, I used to make small comics, and somehow, depending of the years and all, and how you've been growing and everything, my original characters has been as well changing. And one of the things I noticed is that I like to add a lot of details to the eyes of my characters. I feel like that they speak a lot on the eyes, so that's one of the things I like to do. It's giving details and boldness to the eyes. So since I already have added here the details, a little of the details, I'm gonna go back again with number 1. That's before not number 1, 01. That's before 05, which is the smallest one, which I don't feel like I should use it. it's a page. It's not like a small little details, and I believe you won't be able to see. You guys won't be able to see when I add the details. So here I'm using the technique which is cross hatching, which cross hatching is just going straight with the line whenever you're using a pencil, just giving details. And maybe I'm wrong, but on anime or manga, we can see a lot of the artists using cross hatching. It gives a lot of nice details and expressions to the characters. So that's one of the things I like to use, and I definitely recommend people to use whenever they're doing their comics or anime or details, is to add the cross hatching. I know we all have different type of drawing, different type of style and all that, but I just want to share the way I do my inking. So since here it have that section was extra, and then I just go ahead and add the details. The other thing is that since I'm not inking right here, I recommend using a paper or something, a blank piece of paper that you might need to hold it and place your hand on top of it, because since you're inking, there's a lot of possibilities. You might smear it or smudge it. It already happened to me, so I rather just keep a hand on it just to keep it clean. Okay, you definitely don't need to start just like I'm doing. It's just that I have my habit of, my style is really of sketching. I love sketching, and I find it better for me to start sketching so I can start building my way into the drawing. So that's depending of your style, but I like to start on sketching, and then from there I start doing the inking. Very light, and you don't need to rush. It's just that that's my style, we can say that. I like to take things a little faster on the inking. Try to see. So here I'm gonna slowly erase it because I already add the inking on it, so you don't want the ink to move. So this is going to be the numbers or shading I'm going to be using from Copic markers, and I'm going to try to shade him overhaul here just a little, his face, so you can see, just try to do, we can say, going from light to dark. So I'm going to go ahead and do his face here. I definitely like a lot the gray tones of Copic markers. It gives really nice to the characters, the shading and all that. I really like more of the gray tones than the color tones. I mean, there's a lot of nice work done by many artists, which I admire, and I think it's more of practice. It's not like nobody can do it. It's practice. Just knowing how to shade, changing colors, know how to use the brush. It's just practice. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the number 3, which is a little darker than the one I used, which I want to add here. So here I just used a C7 from Copic marker, and I know it's kind of different tone. Again, I'm just playing around with the inking, and one of my favorites, like I mentioned, it's the gray tones of Copic marker. I was gonna color it. I even have my Prismacolor pencil here, because that's the only set I brought with me, and this one, it was brought for me back. It's been with me for a long time, so I definitely keep my drawings for special occasions and all that. So far this is how drawing is looking. Thank you for coming and checking my channel, and I hope you guys have a nice day. Again, thank you, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. All right, au revoir.